it's time to look at a Japanese-only release, Panorama Cotton. First of all, let's have a look at this box art. Fastable? Fastable? How did they make a typo like that? Moving on. So from what I can make out of the story from the 6-minute anime intro, is a bunch of well-endowed fairies in swimsuits are in trouble of some sort, so two of them go off and find the help of some batshit witch who's obsessed with candy, who they trap in a bin or something, I don't know. So you as the witch fly around 5 different worlds hunting for candy. You find candy at the end of each stage, but the boss eats it, so you have to beat the boss, then go on to the next level to find more candy. Not your typical shoot 'em up story, I admit. If you don't like squeaky Japanese girls' voices, this game may not be your cup of tea, because these fairies that fly around you in the levels, they never stop talking. Now, you know how your Dreamcast, when it loads sometimes, it makes that horrific noise? You know, the Well, because of these fairies talking, loading up the, the talking files, the Dreamcast is going to be making that noise for the entire game, through every single level. That really can't be very good for the Dreamcast's health. I have no idea what they're saying, but if it was in English, it would probably sound a little bit like this.
Let's go to the festival! No, let's go to Walking Spencer's, they've got a sale on! Hey, listen, would you have a look at that Tinkerbell? Ain't she looking fat? She should be getting a boob job like we've got, because we've all got boob jobs as fairies. Why do you keep getting shot at? Is it because your fat head is in the way? Is it not? You can't see what you're doing? Look at all them Eggman's robots!
Luckily, there's an option to shut them up. Right in the options there, you see fairy sound effects. You can turn that off, and that will shut them up. The modern Sonic games could have really done with this option. Now, Cotton was a series that was going for quite a few years in Japan. One of the most impressive games in the series was Panorama Cotton for the Sega Mega Drive. A 3D Space Harrier style game with really impressive graphics for the Mega Drive, and it was quite fun too. Unfortunately, it is also one of the most expensive Mega Drive games of all time, ranging from around 70 to 100 quid. Luckily, in 1999, Success decided to make a spiritual sequel for the Dreamcast in glorious 128-bit 3D graphics. While it certainly looks the part, something went a little bit wrong with the gameplay. You see, you may be looking at this footage and thinking, yeah, it looks alright, doesn't it? Well, there's a few problems. Firstly, Cotton, the witch you're playing as, is a bit too big on the screen, which makes it kind of hard to tell what you're shooting at. In fact, when you're shooting directly forwards, you can't see what you're shooting at all, which makes it kind of like you're playing it blind. Which kind of reminds me of that rubbish Mega CD and Amiga shoot 'em up, Microcosm. Ugh, not good stuff. This isn't helped by the fact that there are enemies flying around in different directions everywhere, all the time, constantly. It makes it really hard because everyone's shooting at you with their homing shots and stuff, but you can't really shoot them. So the best thing to really do is keep flying around and trying to avoid their attacks. Now after a while I did get used to it. I mean, especially in the bosses it's actually not so bad because it's just one big target that you can sort of fly around and slap at. One thing you don't get used to is the automatic centering of the cursor. So every time you let go of that analog stick, the cursor will throw itself back into the centre of the screen, moving your witch character right into the centre of the screen as well, which can get quite annoying. So basically, the best way to play these is keep wiggling the stick like mad and holding the A button. It's definitely not as good as that Mega Drive game. There is help along the way though. These jars come along which you can shoot at and they'll give you health or magic. You can hold up to 4 magic things at the same time, and using these by pressing B will make all hell break loose. End of the world basically, but of course you can only hold 4 of these at a time, so you have to kind of use them sparingly. There are also alternate routes depending on which way you're flying. I'm not particularly sure where these points are where it changes direction, but if you're going left or right, or up or down, it will take you down a different route, which will even bring up a different sub-boss. For example, I've gone down this route and there's this eyeball boss that's impossible to beat. So I'll go down a different route and this boss ain't so hard, is he? But then I've got all these square things that keep moving around that killed me anyway. I'm not particularly good at this game, as you can see. I haven't actually seen the last 2 worlds yet. This 3rd level is about as far as I can get so far. But in conclusion, this game is a missed opportunity. It's a shame really, because this game could have been fantastic, but sadly the control flaws kind of ruin it. I think there's a lesson that could be learned here. Fairies shouldn't have boob jobs. No wait, that isn't it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'll give this game a cup of tea, but no sweeties for you. That was some good shit.